All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday with my man Gyiraszin. Always love doing shows with my man Gyiraszin. 5 games on tap. I don't know if Gyiraszin's counting his money. I don't know what.
I was gonna get my money gun ready to shoot off, and have some fun when you were talking about our fucking crazy promo we're running. Like, we just give money away, like fucking throw it out the window, like in that meme. That's what we do around here, Title. Like,
that's what you were doing yesterday too. FanDuel's just throwing money at you, Gyiraszin.
Yeah, I mean, it's good times. I don't mind it. They're fun coupons. I mean, it's good times. I mean, we're not complaining.
Absolutely not. Never complain when the FanDuel and DraftKings pays you out. I know our members will definitely not be complaining about the SHIPIT games like our man Sean Sullivan's talking about. Many probably already watched the video with Hoop and Tambo. I'll say hi to you, say hi to people in chat. We'll touch on that a little bit. Tambo and Hoop did an hour, though, explaining it all. So definitely a video you'll want to check out. I'll summarize it very briefly for all the people out there. But, yeah, definitely going to change the DFS landscape. Very exciting news over here today. Our man MN Holla talking about it. Hey, Lone Wolf also talking about something important.
Yeah, we did that already. We did that a couple times.
There you go. Gyiraszin, how we doing today? Coming off a nice day yesterday in the MLB streets.
Yeah, I did pretty good yesterday. It was pretty good. We talked, if you watched the show, like some Blue Jays and paired them up with some Dodgers. And I literally had the shittiest pitcher. I had that donkey over there on the White Sox. I forgot who it was already, but he's the only dude that fit that was getting innings. I didn't care because, those bats were both really expensive, but I didn't care. But I mixed in a couple different pitchers, mixed it up a couple different ways, did fairly well. So I'm not complaining, but then I wake up to this crazy news, like this SHIPIT games, like what kind of high on thinks of that kind of shit? Like, they all had to have a safety meet. They should have, that's like shit I'd come up with. Like, when you're all stoned out, like, dude, we're going to have this SHIPIT games for all our members. Like, and then, the share thing with Tambo, like, shit, if he hits a 200K jackpot, that's like bingo, bango, woo, woo. Like, that's another 20K in that pot. Like, dude, like, what's happening around here? Like, I think SHIPIT changed the way it's going to be done around here in this neighborhood. I think we just came up with something that's probably going to be mimicked, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's definitely hard to do. There's no doubt about that. You're talking about a lot of thought. Shout out Tambo, shout out Hoop. Yeah, your brain has to work a little different. Mine sometimes might get there with a couple safety meetings and stuff. I still am not that creative. My mind will venture off in some other things, but I mean, absolutely awesome stuff right there. So if you missed it, again, actually, let me say hi to everyone first, touch on this real quick, and then we'll go talk some baseball. Again, only 5 games on tap today. Michael W's in here, Sean Sullivan, Little Neck, Jason Turner, YSN, Nate D, Wardo, Big Ed, Philly Phantom, Michael Ortiz, Gangrene might have already said you, Lone Wolf, Pair by, MN Holla, Warren, Wardo, Brian, NY, Jake, Woody. Hey, look at that, Jake. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, I'm getting absolutely stomped on the early slate, so I'm ready to switch my focus to this main slate. What's going on, Greg, Gobstopper, LeBron in here as well. Good to see a lot of familiar faces, but definitely seeing a couple new faces in here as well. Nothing like some August baseball. Prize pools are very solid out there. So all we ask, again, like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. What we introduced today, we kept hinting at, let me pull up this graphic first. August 6th. You guys kept hearing that date. It finally is here. We already did do the launch show. Tambo and Hoop did it at 1 Eastern. It's an hour-long video. It's on the SHIPIT Nation YouTube. Definitely make sure to check that out because they go way in depth. And there's a lot of components into this. Of course there is when it's, let me unclick this graphic. When we're giving away $77,000, $700, and that's like the minimum we'll give away. So here we go. Let me try and do my best. There's a lot of moving pieces. I'm going to summarize it as short as possible. And then again, watch that video. They go in depth. If you're in Discord, if you have any questions, you can drop them in there. You can hit up Tambo. You can do a lot of stuff, but 77,000 plus in prizes. 50,000 of ours at SHIPIT Nation. Shout out to our partner in SaberSim for the rest, 27,000. I mean, SaberSim, the best partner out there by far. What you get, the golden SHIPITs, just like in Willy Wonka, golden tickets. 50 will be given away throughout the year. Weeks 1 through 16 accounts for 48 of them, and then it'll be an early bird and an all access will be a randomly drawn. So if you did get in this early bird special right here, let's pull it up, $349. You also have one more week to go. So we're going to close it next Wednesday. That $349 is going to go to $449, and you will not get the extra 5 tickets. However, right now, if an early bird, $349, you get college football, you get 5 tickets, you get free college football, you get mastermind course, and then whenever you sign up, you also get all access. So if you signed up today for NFL, of course, you get the NFL, you get college football, but you get MLB, you get MMA, you get PGA all up into the season. 5 extra tickets. Now, what does that do? Let me go here, how it works. So it's going to be every week is going to be it's going to be drawn. 201 people are going to be drawn for the ticket. Now, where do you get that number? It's going to be one person for a head-to-head. And again, how tickets work, the more tickets you have, the better chance you have to win. How do you get tickets? Week 1, you get 1 ticket. Week 2, you get 2 tickets. Week 3, you get 3 tickets, so on and so forth. I think he said week 6, it might just keep going 5. I can't remember. Long story short, you have to stay with SHIPIT Nation on a monthly all-access package the whole way. If you cancel and you come back, let's say you canceled week 2, you came back week 6, it would start over for week 6. If you're an all-access member, if you're a founding family member, annual member, you do get 5 bonus tickets to start ahead of people. Now, what do these tickets do? There's 3 games. One is a head-to-head against Hoop. Again, this is random drawings. Random, but you have the more tickets you have, the higher the weight is, the more chance that you can get a ticket to the game. So one of them will be a head-to-head with Hoop. Even if you lose, you already got that golden ticket for week 17 with 50 people. That'll then go down to 10 people. So 1/5 of the people move on to the first round of the playoffs to compete for these monster prizes right here. But one will be a head-to-head against Hoop. One will be a really cool thing, a share a ship with Tambo. So you build a $333 Wildcat team with him. And then whatever you get paid out, you get 10% of that yourself. 50% goes to the SHIPIT Nation. Why it can be bigger than 77,000. It goes to these cash prizes. So if someone binks like $250K, $125,000 goes into the SHIPIT Nation, or it goes in to the SHIPIT Games prizes, and these prizes can only get bigger, which is really cool stuff. And then 199 people also every single week. So that's 199 plus 1 for share a ship, plus 2 for a head, or plus 1 for a head-to-head. That's how I get the number 201. They're in a winner take all, 199 man winner take all. Whoever takes first, you get the golden ticket or the golden SHIPIT. If it's a tie, you play a head-to-head. So let me reel this all back in. I know it's a lot. Long story short, the more tickets you have, the better chance you have to get selected for any of these. It will be completely random, but again, random to an extent, because someone with 15 tickets versus 2 has a lot better chance to get there. That's weeks 1 through 16. This all goes on. The other 2, because that comes out to 48, is the founding family member and the all access. The annual package gets a random draw. And I can't remember what the other one is. Again, go back and listen to Tambo. He explains it way, way better than I am. But week 7 or round 1 of the playoffs, because we don't play week 18, those 10 people that it comes down to, all of them, first, second, third, all of them at least are getting $500 and 1 month, as you see down here, 4th through 50th, of a SHIPIT Nation Sims package, usually $321. If you get first, second, or third, you get a whole year of ultimate membership, $4,300 in value. The Sims are absolutely amazing. The portfolio diversifier, 3 people will get that for a whole year. 50, if you just get to the week 17, you also get that for a full month. And again, then you're playing for these top prizes. That's when the skill comes in. You have to obviously beat 40 other people to then move on to week 1. And then you have a chance to play for these big prizes. And again, these might even be bigger. They should be bigger than they are now, assuming we can get a couple cashes in the Wildcat. So again, as it goes here, week 2, you get 2 ballots. Week 3, you get 3 more. Week 5, and then it's after week 5, you just keep getting 5. So that's what it is. By week 16, if you're here for every single week, You get 70 ballots total. I hope I explained it pretty well, Gyiraszin. Again, go to the SHIPIT Nation thing, our SHIPIT Nation YouTube, the launch show with Tambo and Hoop. They explain it very well. It's been thought out for a very long time. I might have missed some things that they will cover. If you have questions, a lot of questions were asked on there. A lot of questions you can put in the Discord. If you want to upgrade, just say like you're on a monthly right now and you want to get to the annual to get 5 more. Email info@shipitnation.com. They can take care of everything you need. It's prorated. You do have to be on an NFL package or an all access package to include in this, though, because it's the NFL season. So if you're a PGA, you want to get on the NFL or an all access, hit up info@SHIPITNation. Weekly members also, it does not include, because we take pride in the community. Just like Discord isn't included for weekly. Discord's a huge piece of our product over here. We don't just want DFS isn't just a short term. If I win in these 7 days, then you're the best ever. Or if I lose in these 7 days, then you're the worst ever. You need a lot more time to build a process, etc. Get in the community. So weekly is not included in this. Monthly is, though. But if you upgrade to annual, you do get the 5 bonus tickets or the early bird starting next or up until next Wednesday when that price goes up. You do get 5 extra golden SHIPIT tickets to start there as well. Yeah, that was a lot. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be, again, Tambo's going to do the takedown breakdown. He'll be talking about it. The core will be on the site. Everyone should be cheering for the person that's going in the 333, because if you bank $250K, $125,000 goes to the contest on top of the $77,000 already there. Again, we put up $50,000 of our own money. SHIPIT or SaberSim put up a lot as well. Very excited for this. I mean, absolutely. No one has even thought of this. I would never have thought about this. It's so unique to the industry. And again, we already have the lowest prices. We already think our content's amazing. Projections, ownership, Discord, everything. This is just an added piece. There's no additional charge. It's not like built into the price, any of that. This is just us wanting to give back in some way, in a unique way, and have the whole community following along, and a chance. People are going to be very happy, Gyiraszin. You take first place, $20K minimum. You take third place, a year-long ultimate thing. You take 50th place, $250 and 1 month of ultimate package. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited.
There's no way in hell it's 20K. It's going to be 100K. Yeah, we're going to be shipping some of that Wildcat money. I mean, that's almost guaranteed. So, but yeah, what amazing concept. That's just awesome. I mean, but you know, we can sit here and stroke the SHIPIT games, but we got to talk some baseball now.
We do. One more. I have one more big piece of news. This is really cool. Let's see if it loads. Another awesome thing with SaberSim. So many people know with SaberSim, it's loading. It should get there in a sec. Is their logo contest, the winner circle. If you win $1 million, the Millie Maker, they give you a free Rolex. A real ass Rolex. I've always loved, like, that's why some people I don't even know if they use SaberSim. Maybe they have their own algorithms and stuff they use, but heck, a chance for a free Rolex if you win the Millie Maker. SaberSim now included that for us at SHIPIT Nation. There's only 2 logos that you have, or that you're qualified to use. If you use like the hashtag SHIPIT that I used to do, the 1 of 1, I still have it right now. I have to eventually switch here as well. The reason for it is these are the 2 that qualify. If you ship $1 million, again, SHIPIT Nation, SaberSim Ultimate for life. That's absolutely insane. Plus a Rolex, plus a couple other things. That's insane value right there for just using a logo that you might have already used. 100K, you can see. You get 1 month swag box, t-shirt, 10K, 1K. There's a lot of rules and discretions down here. Definitely make sure to read it all. It's copy and pasted from SaberSim. We're just very, very blessed in the SaberSim partnership. I mean, the company's amazing. The optimizer's amazing. They keep improving, but they've helped us so much. Donated to DGen, added for the SHIPIT Nation prizes, and now including the SHIPIT Nation community in the logo giveaway for the winner's circle is absolutely huge. So shout out to them. I have to be making the logo change myself very soon. If you want to add anything to that, Gyiraszin, otherwise, we're going to talk some baseball. Do you have any initial thoughts before we get into it?
No, just an amazing day here at SHIPIT Nation. It's pretty.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty cool. So when that rolled out and I was watching, or I knew, I mean, it was pretty cool to just to hear it rolled out. What a concept, though. It's pretty
absolutely awesome. Absolutely. All right, Gyiraszin. Let's talk some baseball. 5 games on tap. We are looking at no weather to worry about, which is always good. First thing that stands out to me, three chalky pitchers on DraftKings in a tier of their own. We got George Kirby, 9.9K, Spencer Strider, 9.6, Jeffrey Springs, 6.8. It's going to be two of these three that are the chalk, and I don't even really think it's close. I think the most popular pairing will probably be Kirby Strider, because money doesn't really matter on this slate. Like when we get to bats, it's really easy to five-man almost any team and not really worry about money. But it is clearly, you sort by projection, it's these three in a tier of their own. Like Michael Wacha is the fourth projected high, or has the fourth highest projected points on the slate. He's still like 4.5 behind Jeffrey Springs, and then everyone else is even worse. So pitching, how I'm looking at it, it's very clearly three guys getting ownership. Can you make any cases for pivots? Do you like anyone else? Mainly talking DraftKings 2-pitcher sites that we can get different at pitching today, Gyiraszin. Take it all away, not 8 and above. Talk about the whole slate with only 5 games and 10 pitchers to talk about.
Yeah, the two sites are a little different with the price, especially with Springs on FanDuel. I mean, he's going to be way more popular on DK just because he's 6,800. Shit, on FanDuel, he's only like $500 cheaper than Kirby, which at that point, I mean, I can get the matchup against the Nats with all them lefties and the strikeouts they got there. Springs look pretty good recent times, so I can see where he comes into play. But really, the two guys at the top for me are Kirby and Strider. Both of those two have looked pretty good here in recent times. Kirby, I mean, he's been really consistent, 25% K rate, 6% walk rate. I mean, you get a White Sox team, you know, I mean, I think it's a decent matchup. Strider, I think, which I kind of have him a little higher. He missed his last start because of a rainout. So not have any injury issues, anything like that. So, I mean, he's been on 8 days rest. I expect him to be up in the, you know, hot mid 90 pitch range, maybe even get up to 100 pitches here today. So, you know, if a guy with the strikeout ability like that, I think Strider for me is my SP. Well, it's very close. I mean, you could argue either way for me, but you know, you're talking about Springs against the Nats. Springs K rate has been a little bit better here recent times. He's had a little bit better in his last 5 games. I think he's got 4 quality starts out of his last 5, which I thought was interesting. But I wish he was a little cheaper over on FanDuel. It's just kind of hard to play him right just below Kirby. But I mean, the Nationals got some Ks in that lineup against left-handed pitching. 7 batters over 25% here that I'm seeing. So, you know, I mean, it's just it's one of those situations to where, you know, we got a 5-game slate where, you know, we're going to have to figure out where we think some edge is. I mean, I love left-handed pitchers here against the Nats. As I mentioned, with all those Ks they got, they got not even above 25. I mean, they got Hassel at 31, Adams, House. All these guys are in the 30% range. Bell's 25, James Wood 27. Abrams, the only dude who, he's at 21. So lots of Ks to be had here. So, I think Springs is definitely in play. But, if everybody's going to be playing Springs, I think he may be he may be really popular because, you're going to be able to add an extra bat. I know it's pretty easy to stack up all the teams today, but I think if you're going to want to play some Mariners, I think you may have to look at some Jeffrey Springs. I don't think you can jam in Kirby and Strider. I think that would be kind of a stretch if you want to get Kyle Raleigh and you wanted to get a Rosarania. I don't know. I haven't really played with it, but
if you want 1 through 5, you can't. Like we're looking at the bats right now, no one above 4.6. But again, you pick the most expensive team. And if you do want to play Strider, and you include like 3 guys down here, Canzone homered yesterday. If you want a second base, like a full punt second base, and Cole Young, if you went Canzone, Cole Young, and then 3 of these guys up top, you could make it work. Now you are right. If you want to stack 1 through 5 Seattle, you will need someone not named, or you cannot play both of Kirby and Strider. So you're absolutely right on that.
Yeah. So, and I think too, like what you're looking at, like you mentioned with the 3 guys that are going to be fairly popular. I think the pivot off of Springs is probably Nestor Cortez. He's 6,900. It just seems weird. He's sitting here pitching for the Padres, but I looked in and he had 3 rehab starts in AAA. He had almost a 30% K rate. So, I don't know what we're going to get out of him, what kind of innings. I mean, it's all kind of scary stuff, but I mean, we got a 5-game slate. We don't have much to pick from. So I think May could be a pivot too off of him. Cavelli. The guy hasn't started. I think he's got one start in the last like 3 years. So, I mean, that's kind of concerning. But, you got a couple low strikeout guys that are in play. Really the only 2 strikeout guys, in my opinion, with upside today are Kirby and Strider. And then you just happen to like the matchup for Springs. I mean, that's basically all the upside we have as far as Ks go today. So, I think I'm of the mindset that if I'm obviously playing on FanDuel, but I think if I'm playing on DK, I think I would just jam Kirby and Strider and just see what I could get out of a lineup. And if one of your 5 teams and that team you stack happens to obviously score the most runs, obviously it's a game we play. But I think you could probably end up, the winner will have probably Strider and Kirby on it. I just feel pretty strong about that. I think it's better. It's a pretty good shot that chance that's going to be the case. So unless Springs goes out and has, a game that he's probably in the 30% range where, he's going to end up having 8-9 Ks today, which, he just generally doesn't do that. But man, them Nats, man, they start swinging around like Javi Baez and start swinging at everything. So who knows? But I think today, it's enough. Like you said, the bats are cheap enough. You should just jam Kirby and Strider and try to get different in the bats.
I agree. I think it's clearly those 2. Jeffrey Springs is clearly my least favorite of the 3 popular ones. But man, it is so tough in the fact of like finding other pitchers you're comfortable with. So I wouldn't go Desclafani down here. You can see the pitch count's a big concern. Projection is awful. Jonathan Cannon's a really difficult click. I'd probably X him. I don't love that. I probably would keep the rest though and just see what SaberSim gives me after that. Like shout out the portfolio diversifier using SaberScore. If you're on the early, like this is a slate where I do want to lean into SaberSim a ton. Shout out to Lukey, I think his name was in Discord. He shipped the turbo slate yesterday and he talked about it. Use SaberSim. He's been watching the sheets in the Rios video. It's helped him out a ton. But so turbo slate was Mackenzie Gore. He was like very, very chalky on that slate. Mackenzie Gore got lit up yesterday. For those that didn't know, he had like negative 18 points. It was as bad as it gets. Oakland was like 2%. They were all the leverage. He said he had a ton of Mackenzie Gore. I don't know if he said 80% or whatever it may be, but in his non-Mackenzie Gore stacks, he got overweight on the A's, and he absolutely shipped. He had like 2 or 3 bubbles to the right. One was first place. He had a bunch of bubbles all the way to the left. Guess what? He didn't care about those bubbles to the left at all. He took first place. When we get to bats, I do think it's pretty interesting to target some of these chalk pitchers, even Strider. I'm not really picking on Kirby. Kirby's my favorite on the slate. Part of the reason has to do with, man, the Brewers have been good. Brewers have been real good. Free money, as I tweeted yesterday, betting them a ton. They're pesky. They'll run. They put pressure on the pitcher. They can make them work. And again, I still like Strider on this slate. He's my second favorite, but I do lean Kirby in the easier matchup when having to pick. I do not have a strong lean with this stuff down here at all. Like, I think Waka's probably the best real-life pitcher after that. But, man, Boston's been hitting. Good hitting weather in Boston. I think Quintana's a little interesting for the fact of his pitch count. We have is like pretty much tied for the 3rd highest with Springs. Atlanta's been cold. I'm not too worried about the bottom of the order. But it's Jose Quintana in 2025. I mean, what's the real upside we're looking at with him? 3.5 K prop, minus 140 on the over. I guess. I don't know. I think Dustin May's fine. Another 3.5 K prop, minus 170 on the over. I'm not too worried about the Royals bottom of the order there as well. But do I love any of these guys? Not at all. Like, if I had to X someone out after this, it's probably Cade right here. But I think I'm going to let SaberSim do its thing after, and I would probably keep my pool here. If I'm playing Kirby Strider, I'm more likely to play the bottom of the order or a team that's not getting much ownership. If I'm only playing one of Kirby, Strider, and Springs, and I'm mixing in some of these other bums down here, well, then I'm maybe going to play the A's. Then I'm maybe going to play Seattle, the Padres. I can eat more chalk that way. I'm a lot less concerned. I know I want a lot of Kirby, Strider, but after that, I'm a lot less concerned with my ownerships and just more that my teams make sense. And I think I really want to spread it out on this 5-game slate. One thing I wanted to touch on YSN, very good questions. Bigger slates usually stick to 5-mans X out. I do too. On a smaller slate, would you leave the stack types 4-2, 4-mans, etc.? I do. So yeah, this morning it was a 6-game slate, so even a little bigger. I include 5 3s, 5 2s. I included just 5s, like 5 1 1 1. I included 4 4, and I think I included 4 3, and that's where I left it at. The less the games are, you can absolutely get crazy. Also, when you see, like, there's not too many big team totals. They're all very fair, but Gyiraszin talks about it a lot. If no team scores over 6 today, you probably won't see a 5-man stack on the winner. If one team scores 10 and the rest score no less or no more than 5, you probably need a 5-man of that team. So I know Gyiraszin for sure allows it. The more teams I play, I absolutely would allow it on this slate. 4 3s. I don't know how I feel about 4 2s, maybe. I would kind of let SaberSim do its thing there. But yes, I'm a lot more open to not just jam 5-2, 5-3, which is what I do on slates like 7 or bigger, more mainly.
Well, I think too, Title, not to interrupt, but I think too, when you're looking at a 5-game slate, just run SaberSim without any stacks. See how many guys it gives you in a stack. It may already give you 4 dudes that it thinks are, basically in their opto lineup. So, then I would take it, and then maybe you don't want that team 4 stack. So you just block out that stack then and then run it again. See what happened. Like just, I want it to tell me different things. Well, what if I take out, and add springs instead of whatever? What does it give me? It gives me this bad, and try to figure out, what it's doing. You might decide, well, there's times too, Title, where I'm thinking, I'm playing in a field and everybody's going to go this route with this pivot, or if they have money, they're going to spend on this. I guess at that point, it's just, I don't know. It's just different the way it's different thing here, but Title, you got to give me 1 second. My wife's calling me, kept calling me here.
You're totally good.
Let me grab this real quick.
Yep, absolutely. Let me list the K props for everyone on this slate. So I'm going to go from highest to lowest. We have Strider, number 1, 6.5, minus 145 on the over. We have Kirby, number 2, 6.5, minus 160 on the under. Then we go Jeffrey Springs, 5.5, minus 165 on the under. Then we go Cade Cavalli, 4.5, minus 120 on the under. Michael Waka, 4.5, minus 105 on the over. And then a bunch of 4.5s is and juice on the under is Cannon. There's Waka, 4.5, some juice on the under. May, Quintana, 3.5, pretty heavy juice on the over. By far the worst, Desclafani, which I crossed off. Nasty Nestor is pretty heavy juice on the under at 4.5, but it's not all the way down to 3.5. Long story short, K props wise, we have 2 at 6.5. Strider juice on the over, Kirby juice on the under. Only 1 5.5. Springs, pretty heavy juice on the under. And then we have 2 4.5s and Cade Cavalli and Michael Waka. That's pretty much even money on the over under. But after that, it's all juiced on the under for 4.5. Otherwise, you get down to the 3.5s. Why I say that? If Jose Quintana goes 6 innings and 4 Ks today, I would absolutely love that performance. I'm not expecting multiple guys to get me 24, 25 plus. If they do, it's probably Kirby and Strider pairing. Sure, maybe Springs, and I'm good with that because I'm going to have a lot of Kirby and Strider as well. So let's see. If you want to stack the A's, let's pull up the A's pricing quick. Sort by order. 5K 61.52. Is that what he said? If you want to go Langleyers, Kurtz, that lineup, Springs comes into play. Yeah, I mean, you're picking the 3 most expensive bats, but if you go Langoliers here, let me do it here. Let's try and go Strider, Kirby, Shea. I know I'm on a different thing, but it's easier for me to on DraftKings. Kurtz and Rooker. What are we left with? I mean, 2,800. If you want Kirby, Strider, Shea, Kurtz, Rooker, you still have 2,800 per spot. Let's fill it out with let's go Blade and let's go Soda. Or we can't go. Yeah, he's in the outfield. Even if you go Blade, Soderstrom, and that's a 5-man stack, 2,300 for the rest of the 3. Now 2,800 is not that much, but you take out Soderstrom and you go Urshela and you want to wrap around. Yeah, you're at 28.6 for 3 spots. So yes, Springs comes into play, and I'm not saying Springs is bad, but you can 5-man stack the A's with those 3 expensive bats, play Strider and play George Kirby and make it work, which shows how soft pricing is. That shouldn't be the case on this slate, which also brings me to the last point I have. This min salary, someone asked about it earlier, Riddles in Discord. I almost always bring it down to 47-0. Why? If I'm getting lineups down there, there's a reason SaberSim's giving to me. I want to stack. I'm fine. I always say it, dropping down from Mike Trout. Let's go Aaron Judge down to Lawrence Butler or whatever it may be. Look, Aaron Judge down to JJ Bleday. And I know Aaron Judge isn't on the slate, but I'm just saying if I'm 5-man stacking the A's, I would rather Bleday be my 5th than Aaron Judge on most slates be a random one-off. And you're leaving $3,000 maybe. That's that 1v1 that it can be $3,000 right here. You can play a lot of chalk. A simple pivot like that gets you a little different right there. So I do think it's a slate you can leave money. Most of the times I don't have lineups in that 47 range, but if SaberSim gives it to me, I do allow it because I trust what they're doing on the back end. Anything you want to wrap up at pitching before we talk some bats?
No, I mean, it's just such a different slate from what we had yesterday till today. I mean, it just goes to show you. But I think that's like, I think it's important too when you're coming up with your process to think about like just different theories, like and be willing to do different things and different scenarios and slates. You gotta, not every day is the same in DFS. You can't just, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna jam a 5-3. I'm gonna do this. Like I think today it is. Like, I know you say you don't like to generally do it, but I mean, if you don't think there's any high scoring games, I mean, but we've been seeing a ton. Almost every day you're seeing double-digit games. I mean, on almost every day, it seems like it's here. I mean, shit, we had the one with 17-16. The Brewers scored 14. I think somebody else scored 12, like the Yankees or something. It was like 5 teams that scored over 10. But I think, like, especially as we get later into the summertime here, because it's going to start getting a little cooler at night. And the runs tone down a little bit. And as that starts to change, when we get these smaller slates, I do think it's okay to spread out. Maybe you hit top ceiling, or maybe you look at some guys and, that are hitting in a good way in the last couple of weeks or whatever else. So, and you want power, right? Like, I mean, a lot of times you're stacking up guys and you're giving up power. That's why I don't like to stack the Royals. I feel like I'm giving up all the power. Like they'll single W to death, sure. But man, I could get a team that scores 5 runs. If they hit 4 solo shots, I'm probably going to win with that team. I'm not winning with the Royals. So, I think in a slate like today, it's just that's what I love about DFS. I think over the years I've been playing, I just realized different scenarios, like when there's really chalky guys or whatever. Like you just come into it and just make mental notes of what happened. I think that's it's like a hand in poker. Like, the title, like I probably shouldn't play my jacks here. Some dude does double raise, it's just, it's just scenarios, like you just learn, you got burned by doing it. Or, like I always got burned by shit, it's real windy in Wrigley, man. Everybody, the over under is freaking 15 today. And then everybody's playing Cubs and it's 3-2. And I'm like, fuck did I do that?
That's why finding your process, using contest flashback on SaberSim, seeing what the pros do, see what Rio does, Giant Squid, Papa Gates, whoever you deem to be the best player, you can go. Again, that's a starter or ultimate package into SaberSim. Oh, they ran just 5-2, 5-3 stacks. Oh, like I saw Tambo, like he always is looking at what people do in satellites and stuff. Oh, you'd have run some 3-2-1-1s there? Now, personally, I will never do that. Just because pros are doing that doesn't mean I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm my own human myself. I like how I play DFS. You know what? I take a lot of information, bring it into your own, and then make little tweaks here and there. Someone yesterday said, like, do you mess with the sim diversifier and stuff, correlation stuff? I didn't, but he said it's been working for him. Absolutely money. That's really important. Finding your SaberSim's so good because you can do so many things with it. I mean, like, I don't even know everything I can do into it. They keep making more add-ons and stuff, but you have so much flexibility in your own input that you can put into SaberSim. And watching the Saber School videos, watching Rio and Sheets, 2 of the best guys that use SaberSim. If you are an ultimate package, if you're just a member, we did drop it in announcements. They every month go and talk about that in a roundtable. You can ask them questions and stuff there. But yeah, my pitching pool will be a lot wider today than usual because I'm putting a lot more faith into SaberSim. And part of that is the less games, the more concentrated ownership, the more you have to worry about ownership per like contest that you're in, not holding hands with everyone. And I really think that's where SaberSim thrives because they know what contest you're in. Is it a 10% payout? Is it 20% payout? Does first place pay out 40% or 10%? All of that stuff you should be playing differently, and SaberSim takes all of that into account. So yeah, I'm just like on my knees stroking SaberSim, but they've helped me make plenty of money. I've also put in the work and learned SaberSim and do my own stuff to that as well. So I say we talk some bats. Yeah, what's up, Nate? Great to see you. Hope you're having a good day. I see no other. Oh, I did laugh at this one. I agree. Paul DeYoung batting third in 2025 that's a very interesting route.
That's like for sure. Automatic K. That's the sombrero time right there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk some bats. Gyiraszin 7. I should have said this. 6:45 Eastern is 6:45 Eastern. Now that I'm in Wisconsin, my times are all messed up with the time zone. Early start time, both sides, 6:45 Eastern. Do not forget lock. The first game of the slate is the A's taking on the Washington Nationals. We are looking at a 9 total, which is the second highest on the slates. -144 favorites are the A's. Springs against the Nats. What I'll say right away, I like the Nats. Why do I like the Nats? I don't love Springs that much. Like he's getting ownership because mainly the price is just a joke. The Nats aren't that good, but on this slate, if you're not playing Strider or Kirby, he projects so much better than everyone else on the slate. 6,800 is a joke, as you see on FanDuel. 8,700, a big price difference. Now, when he's under or mispriced, I like taking, like, if people are playing him because of a misprice, not because they just love the spot he's in, I like going to the other side. Now, yes, Paul DeYoung third isn't very appealing. Third base shortstop at 2,700 is, but James Wood, massive pop. Always love playing Abrams. Joshua Bell pop. Nathaniel, or I don't know why I call him Joshua when I was looking at Nathaniel. Josh Bell pop, low pop. Obviously, only can play one of them. Bottom of the order does get a little gross. Maybe it's better as minis than 5-mans, but I don't know, man. We saw Ranger Suarez get hit around early as chalk. Flaherty get hit around early as chalk. Just because they're chalk doesn't mean they really always pan out. And Flaherty is and Ranger Suarez are a lot better pitchers than Springs, in my opinion. So, are you playing any Nats? And then, yeah, talk about the A's, who will be one of the chalkier teams on the slate.
I mean, if I'm playing a couple teams, I'm not going to play any Nats. But if you're playing a handful and you're MMEing, yeah, why not? I mean, there's probably only 2 teams title that I'd even cross off today, period. And, I'm not even interested in playing them. White Sox would be one. And I definitely don't want to play any freaking White Sox. So, I mean, I'm not really a fan of any D-backs either at this point in time after they traded half their damn team away. So, this one here, I think you could play some that, but there's so many strikeouts. I actually like Springs a little bit more than you do. I mean, there's a lot of Ks in this Nats lineup. They do have some power. Springs has actually been pitching pretty good in his last few starts. But yeah, I do see the leverage spot there, though. I mean, Springs, you look at his last few starts, he did like 4 starts ago give up 5 runs. I think he gave up 3 before that. So, I mean, he's been giving up home runs. I was just looking at, I hate this new freaking thing they got on DraftKings. Let's look at their player profiles. But anyway, I mean, his last 3 starts, he's given up 8 earned runs, and he's, given up 2 homers. But, I mean, he's been decent in his last few starts, especially with the K7, 5, 4, 5. I mean, kind of what we're looking for. I mean, we're not talking about Chris Sale here. I mean, we're talking about Jeffrey Springs playing probably the best matchup for left-handers in all of baseball is the Nats. So, yeah, it's just the matchup. And like you said, he's underpriced. So I think he's actually probably steamed up a little bit more. Title, if he's 7,500, I don't think he gets as much ownership. I mean, look at the 2 site differences. He's literally $500 cheaper on FanDuel. Like literally $500 cheaper than Kirby on FanDuel. So,
yeah,
and that's the top 2 guys aren't. Why? Because of the matchup. So, yeah, I don't mind that one. On the other side of that, with the A's here against Cavelli, I mean, he's pretty much, from what I'm understanding, a ground ball kind of lean. So obviously, generally we talk about we like guys with fly balls. The top of this A's lineup definitely has some fly balls. Langoliers, Kurtz, Rooker, Blade, they all can get the ball up in the air. And we know the Nats got a shitty bullpen, so don't mind it. I don't mind the A's. I'll put them, maybe I probably have them maybe third out of the eight teams I got left. So they're pretty much in the middle of the pack.
What I don't love is, man, like lefty. Like the bats I like. Abrams, lefty. Wood, lefty. Nathaniel Lowe, lefty with pop. Springs is a little tougher. I mean, he's a southpaw, as most guys are, a little tougher against the left side of the plate. With that being said, K-Prop is very mid. Doesn't walk many guys, so balls will be in play. Not really a ground ball pitcher either. Gives up fly balls. So at top of the order, Abrams, the Wood, Paul DeYoung's got pop. Like, I want the guys that have power to get it in the air. Riley Adams, I don't hate, for pretty much free down there. Probably prefer more as mini stacks. And when I play the Nats, I'm probably going to play Strider, Kirby. Like, you're already getting different enough. Even playing two Nats, you're already getting different enough there. Eat chalk pitching. You can eat chalk bets somewhere else as well. So Nats, it's more so just direct leverage. And I'm curious to see what SaberSim's thinking. Is it, depending on the contest, like a winner take all? I bet you Nats will pop a lot more than it will an MME format, like with whatever it is, 10,000 people today or whatever that contest is. I'm more inclined to play the Nats, I think, in a qualifier and a winner take all than I am a MME. And then I'm more probably inclined to mini stack two of the guys at the top of the order for pop there. So I like the A's though quite a bit. I'm not a big fan of Cavalli. Pitcher rankings aren't a big fan of him either. Again, we showed you can play Shea, Kurtz, Rooker, two other guys, and still play Kirby and Strider. And then we needed really cheap bats on the other side. When I built it out, 2,800 a spot, that's when you can maybe come to some of these Nats. Outside of Abrams and Wood, no one's above 3,500. That's the stuff I'd be looking to do. Kirby, Strider teams where I'm paying up for the bats I want. The Nats, I think, fall into a pretty good mini stack category there. All right, let's keep it rolling. Next game on the slate, Boston Red Sox, Kansas City Royals, 8.5 total, -144 favorites are the Red Sox. Red Sox have been hitting. I mean, that Roman Anthony scratch was really, really tilting, but they got the job done against Bailey Falter. Can they get the job done against Michael Wacha? Any lean on the Red Sox or Royals? Are you five-man stacking either?
Yeah, I mean, the Red Sox against Wacha, I mean, I want to like Duran, Abreu, Anthony, Bregman, Story. I mean, you want to, but I just feel like stacking against Wacha just over a long period of time is just not going to be a winning endeavor for us. He just generally doesn't get blown up. Not saying he won't, but I'm just saying generally he just doesn't get blown up that often. I'm just kind of peeking here at his game log. I mean, he hasn't given up 4 or 5 earned runs, but that was pretty much the end of June. Other than that, I mean, he gets blown up very little. I mean, I'm just a little concerned about it, but it is a 5-game slate. I do like the Red Sox. I just don't have them ranked up in my top 5 stacks here today. The Royals for me are just, you guys know how I feel about the Royals. They're just tough for me to stack up. But I mean, Bobby Witt, Perez, maybe those are some guys. If I'm looking to fill out a catcher or a shortstop spot, I don't mind. But I can't. Stacking the Royals is, like I said, zipping up your dinghy in your zipper. You just do it once or twice. You're not going to do it again.
The Royals, or I don't even know what the Lord Kig's saying. All we care about is today, but the past matters with stuff. I mean, that's what you look at: pitchers data, hitters data, all that. I mean, the past DFS daily
Not
fantasy.
Game log watching. I'm just looking to see what the guy doesn't get blown up. What do you mean game log watching? That's what baseball's numbers and stats there, buddy. That's what you do.
I don't know what he's talking about. But in this game, Red Sox Royals, I prefer May and Wacha than I do 5-manning both sides. Like this, May and Wacha are my favorite pivots off of George Springs down low. So I don't love Bass in this spot. Like I like A's more. I like the Braves more. I like the Mariners more. I like D-backs and the Padres. So a little fast forward there. But again, if I'm having to get different at pitcher, Wacha, Dustin May are 2 guys I am looking at in this game. If I had to pick a preferred side, it's most definitely the Red Sox. But like I don't mind power hunting with some of these Royals. Mainly would focus 1 through 5 on this side, but I don't love 5-man on either side. All right, we'll move it on to the Braves and the Brewers. This should be fun. Nades, I wish Nades and Rio were on the show. Maybe they'd go back and forth, but we got an 8 total, minus 132 favorites are the Braves. So this is what I got to say. Our man Rio, Hebrew Cheetah in the Discord, we were talking a little bit just a couple minutes ago. He likes the Braves today. Now, he is a Braves fan, but as you guys know with Rio, he does not play fandom. He likes his money more than his team, as most people should. He likes the Braves. What I'm seeing is one of the best DFS players like the Braves. No one is projected to be over 10% on the Braves. And outside of Matt Olson, no one is above 4K in this projected lineup. That all sounds good to me. Also, Jose Quintana. He doesn't miss many bats at all. Balls will be in play. If Rio likes them, they're not going to be owned. I like the top of the order. I'm good with, well, Eli White. I mean, he absolutely buried me a couple days ago. I'm probably good with 1 through 8. I always hate playing Nick Allen. He is just not good at baseball, or at least not good at hitting, I should say. But I like the Braves a bit. Brewers, I'll let you talk about the Brewers. It's mini stacks. If I'm not playing Strider, I'd be fine with, but it's more so I just want the Brewers to put pressure. If you're not playing Strider, you just want them to battle at the plate, walk, steal. You just want to make life miserable for Strider more than the Brewers put up 9 runs or something like that. So I don't really like the Brewers.
I like what Rio's saying about the Braves. I mean, if he likes the Braves, Quintana's strikeout percentage only 13% to the righty so far this season. And he gets barreled up quite a bit too here, especially in the last 30 days. He's been getting barreled up. I mean, his barrel percentage to lefties this season is a whopping 14%. He's at 8% to righties, but his last 30 days, 22% to lefties, 16% to righties. He's been getting hit hard in the last month. So I think that's interesting. His ISO is at 220 for lefties. He is a ground ball lean. He's not missing bats. I mean, if he's not getting ground balls, he could get in trouble. His walk percentage has been 10% here. So, I mean, obviously not been very good. And you look at like guys like Profar, Murphy's got a 45% fly ball rate. Profar's got a pretty decent fly ball rate. I wish, like Azuña was a little bit better. He's at 24, Olsen 18. I just don't like the bottom of the Braves lineup. I think that's what kind of puts me from having them up on the top, just because Quintana's been so bad. Because, you want that lineup to turn over once or twice in this game. Maybe have an 8 or 9 at-bat, 10 at-bat inning. That's what you need, obviously, to score some runs. So, yeah, I mean, I like to pick on Quintana. I think it's a great spot. But it's just the bottom of that lineup, just garbage. I mean, it's just puke. And as you mentioned, they haven't been hitting for shit. But I'll call the Braves like the low-owned stack. That does have some potential, has some upside. Quintana's not been good. He's been terrible. So, I do like, the top part of this Braves lineup. And, I mean, if you wanted to, stretch it a little bit and throw in a guy, if you wanted to go a 5-man down here at the bottom, you could, maybe like Nacho Alvarez, we could do that or something, or, maybe some Jonathan Ornelas. Half these dudes, I don't, where the hell they come from. But either way, like I said, I wish the bottom part of that Braves lineup, and it's just so sad. Like coming into last year, we were like, dude, the Braves are like, the massive, they were like the stinking Kansas City Chiefs or something. Like everybody was wanting to play them. But now here you look here, just a season later, look how fast it crashed. So, but let's pick on some Quintana. I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty good play, especially if you're playing in a tournament, as you talk about, with deeper field. Like, I think the Braves are even more relevant. If you're playing in a 60, 70-man field, the Braves might be a little bit more of a stretch. You'll definitely probably be on an island if you want to go that way.
I was going to say that way, actually. If you're one of the 3 people of 70, I mean, that's a big number. It's all about how you have the projected ownership at.
Yeah, and I don't feel as if we got the ownership that's going to get pushed like we did yesterday, where pretty much everybody was going to play Blue Jays. It was just how you played the Blue Jays. So, and then the Dodgers rolled out 12 spot with Muncy and Teoscar putting up big scores. So, but yeah, I think, I think the Braves are definitely interesting. So, especially since you're saying Rio likes it, if I'm playing maybe 2 or 3 teams, I'd probably have a Braves. I'd do a Braves.
Yeah, Rio talked. I mean, I didn't love him as much coming in because they have not been hitting the ball at all. Brewers bullpen's good, but their prices are so good. The ownership's so low. It's such a small slate. If you're not getting direct leverage off of Kirby, off of Strider, or off of Springs, like then you're playing Mariners chalk, or you're playing some Padres chalk, or then like the pivot off of those two teams are the D-backs. But the pivot of the pivot of the pivot seems like the Braves today. So that's all I had to hear. Pivot of the pivot of the pivot on a small slate with one of the best DFS players in Rio liking it. I'm in. Now, with all that being said, yeah, the Brewers probably win again. I'm unfortunately in Wisconsin, so can't bet them today. But yeah, I've been absolutely printing money betting these Brew Crew. This team's good, Gyiraszin. They can put pressure and win in a multitude of ways. With all that being said, as I told Mades a couple weeks back, slow down your horses, Brewers fans. Wait till the postseason. Usually the Brewers don't do too well there, but it could be a new year. Could be a new manager, Greg Counsell. He's a joke. And having three pitchers, Miz, Peralta, Woody, Brewers haven't had three good arms like that in a while. So I'm excited. And Gyiraszin, your Tigers, what's going on, man?
Yeah, they suck, dude. They can't hit out of a paper bag. They just hit a rut. It's baseball. I mean, last year the Dodgers went through a shit streak and then they, win. I mean, it's just baseball.
They were the best team like 2 months ago.
Time. Like the last month, you got to be hot. Those are the teams you generally seem to do well. You can't turn it off and on in baseball. That's a tough thing to do. But right. Yeah, the Tigers need to get their head out of their ass. They're definitely and what's funny to me is I'm not really stressing about it because I still believe they're, will make the playoffs. But man, there's people around here that are ready just to, oh man, I can't watch this team ever again. Dude, if you've been watching them up to this point, they've sucked since forever. Like, what are you talking about? They're finally in games. The stadium's full in August. Like, just stop. It used to be over freaking May 1st. This shit was over.
You're right. Hey, at least you guys got the Lions.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that too. I mean, I think they missed their window. I'm still throwing up every time I think about how we lost to San Francisco with a lead in the freaking championship game. I remember smoking like Mike going, "Are we going to the Super Bowl? Holy shit, this is crazy." And
yeah, that was San Fran owned us Packers a couple times in the championships as well. Yeah, I mean, Brewers, they're so deep, so young, so deep. Shout out to the front office. Very low cap, and they find ways. All right, 2 games left. Seattle Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. 7.5 total, the lowest on the slate. Minus 272 favorites. Are the Mariners? Yeah, I mean, I am not playing the White Sox. George Kirby, my favorite pitcher on the slate. I'll let you talk about the Mariners. But again, if you're playing 1 through 4 or 4 of the first 5 batters on the Mariners, you do have to play some cheap pitcher, whether that's Quintana, Dustin May, Waka. I don't know how much I love going Springs with one of Kirby, Strider, 5-man Mariners. With that being said, I don't know. I said that 2 nights ago or whatever with Glasnow, or was that yesterday? I don't even know. Glasnow, Kikuchi, and all the Blue Jays, and that was the exact thing you needed. All the chalk got there. What do you think of that? If you went Springs with one of Strider and Kirby, so you're eating chalk at pitching, and you do 5 Mariners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So top of the order with Springs, the chalk bottom guy, and then you pick one of the top chalk guys. Do you think that's too much chalk in a team, or are you good with that?
I'm good with that. I don't think it's too much chalk, actually. I mean, I'd be good with that. I don't think you'll see too many people do that, so I'd be fine with that. And then you just gotta. I think that the Mariners are in a pretty good spot. Cannon's been getting beat up by lefties here in recent times. His ISO is 237 to lefties. In the last, 30 days, he's been getting barreled up pretty hard here in recent times against lefties, 15%. He is a mid-ground ball lean to both sides of the plate, but he does give up a little bit more fly balls to the right side. He doesn't strike out as many batters from the right side. He's at 15%, which is pretty low, almost 21% to the left side. But, you look at this Mariners team here. I mean, Kyle Riley, 44% fly balls. Eugenio, 38. Naylor, 27. At the top of the lineup you're talking about. Julio and Rosarena are at 24, which isn't the greatest, but it isn't the worst. But you look at all 5 of their WOBAs against righties, 351, 375, 318, 356, 382, 351. I mean, all these guys can hit righties. We know the bullpen behind them is bad. So, yeah, I mean, to me, the Mariners grade out as one of the top 2 stacks. I think the Padres are there too, who will get there here next just because of the pitching matchup. But, yeah, I mean, the Mariners made themselves better. They're a deeper lineup. I mean, this lineup is way better 1 through 9 than pretty much any other one on the slate. So, I mean, I definitely would jam some Mariners. I like some Mariners here today. I mean, Colorado
favorite?
on just a historic season. I mean, we know when Rosarena, we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, when that dude starts hitting, they look like beach balls to that dude. So, yeah,
Are they your favorite?
Definitely in play.
Are they your favorite?
No, second favorite.
Is it one of the Padres and the D-backs?
It's the Padres would be my favorite.
All right, take it to the last game. Padres and the D. Actually, first, we appreciate all 222 watching. Little 5-game Wednesday night slate. Awesome people still in the MLB streets. Plenty of money to be made. No better time to get over SHIPIT Nation with the SaberSim Optimizer. No better partnership. No better cost. Low cost. Pay less for content. Play more in your contests. At the end of the day, we play DFS to try and make money. You do need tools, projections, a foundation, Discord community. We have all of that here. But you don't want to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars unless you are playing thousands and thousands. Then I do think the Sims portfolio diversifier is pretty good. Otherwise, we have the most affordable price out there with very solid, good content, with a great team, with a great community. And again, we did come out today with the SHIPIT games, as you can see right here. Click on SHIPIT games, the header, if you want to read everything. I would recommend listen to the video Hoop and Tambo did on the YouTube SHIPIT Nation station, an hour breaking down everything with the SHIPIT games and the logo that SaberSim allowed us to get in the winner's circle with, which is awesome, awesome stuff there. All right, let's take us to Gyirashin's favorite stack of the slate, the Padres and the D-backs. 9.5 total, the biggest on the slate. Minus 139 favorites are the Padres. Why are the Padres against Desclafani your favorites? And then I feel like we got to have some interest in the D-backs against one of the worst ranked pitchers on the slate in Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, I like the Padres righties against Desclafani, actually. So he's been giving up all kinds of power here. He does strike out more righties than he does lefties, but man, the lefties, he's been walking a ton. He's at like 14% left walk rate, 14% K rate to lefties. He has more of a ground ball lean, but man, he's got an 11% barrel rate to righties. He's got a 311 ISO to righties, only a 143 to lefties. And so, you know, I think too, just kind of looking here at the bullpen here that the D-backs have, they got 3 lefties in that pen. So I'm going to assume a lefty's going to come out. That's why I don't like maybe some of the lefties as much. I just wouldn't go more than one lefty, I don't think, in your Padres stack. I mean, you can go 1, 3, 5, 7. I think those will all be righties, including Laureano. So Tatis, Machado, Bogarts, Laureano, you could throw in there. And if you wanted to throw in Jackson Merrill, I think that'd be a guy I'd probably look to start with. I mean, that obviously we know he can hit, but yeah, I think the Padres here are in a pretty good spot against this D-back team, who is one of those teams that got to feel like they mailed it in, right? Like a Twins team who can whoop the Tigers' ass, but nobody else. But yeah, I think this Padres stack is in a pretty good spot here. Especially being out there in Arizona. I don't like playing the Padres, so I don't generally play them much because I don't like to play them in their home park, especially at their 6:40 start time with that marine layer air coming in. But I think there's a pretty good spot to play some Padres. Like I said, I generally don't play Padres. Actually, when I was thinking about the slate plan, I was thinking, dude, if I ever typed the Padres in here as one of my favorite stacks, it probably hasn't been often unless they've been in Coors Field, when they show up over there. But I think on this 5-game slate, I got them and the Mariners would be my top 2 stacks. I like the Padres a little better just because Desclafani's been so bad. They're playing a bad team, bad bullpen. But as I said, that bullpen does have a handful of lefties. So I'd just be concerned about being a little too lefty heavy if you wanted to go that route with some of the Padres. You're on mute.
Mute donkey. It's a good point with the lefties. The thing is, like, they just have good hitting lefties. And Desclafani's worst against the left side of the plate. Like, I love Jackson Merrill. Ryan O'Hearn's got pop. I mentioned it 2 days ago on the show, I think. Yeah, it was 2 days ago and I was on last. Like the Padres getting O'Hearn and Laureano, it's a huge addition to this lineup. Like Cronenworth projected to be in the 8-hole. Like this is a lineup that I easily can play 1 through 9 now. I don't like playing that Petco nearly as much either. On the road, guaranteed 9th inning at bats, solid hitting park. It all makes sense. The problem is it's going to get owned. So if I'm playing the Padres, I'm probably more likely to play a Waka, a May. I'm more likely to get different somewhere else. And because of their prices, you can play 1 through 5, I imagine. Yeah, I think 1 through 5 would work if it worked with Rooker. Maybe not. It'd be really close if you went 1 through 5 Strider, Kirby. But I don't think I love going 1 through 5 or whatever it may be, Springs with one of those two. As we have it, you look at ownership, we have them by a decent bit, the chalkiest stack on the slate. How I rank my stacks, with ownership obviously included, I think I got to go A's 1, but again, they're getting ownership too. I'm not sure I believe their ownership as much as the Padres ownership, because I think Mariners Padres probably come in more than the A's. I'm going to say A's 1, Mariners 2, the Nats 3. Again, I'm playing a lot of Kirby Strider. I don't like Springs as much. I like the direct leverage. And then I would go Padres 4. I debated some of these D-backs, and I don't think they're bad against Nestor. The problem is, like, Corbin Carroll, my favorite bat, lefty. You do get a lot of switch hitters after that. Alec Thomas, fine. But when I play the D-backs, I usually like anchoring my team around Carroll. You can still play him lefty-lefty. He's expensive, though, but I don't think I love it as much. Tyler Locklear, he stands out. He's had a good start for the D-backs, only 2,400. D-backs are similar to the Nats in the sense of you can mini-stack them with like Kirby, Strider, and pay up at spots, and they're just so cheap to mini at some of the middle to the bottom of the order, and that's exactly what I'd be using them to do. Any final thoughts for you, Gyiraszin, before we get on out here?
No, we got a little 5-game slate. Unfortunately, tomorrow we can't have much fun. Major League Baseball doesn't have hardly any games for us to watch and enjoy. So we'll definitely be back next week, next Tuesday. But hey, what an exciting time with the NFL coming up. I know we got, best ball content. You might not want to tell you, but I mean, Title won the whole thing a couple years ago, a couple $100,000. Like we got the master with his, with his insight and everything here. I know we've all done well over the last few years with everything. So, man, what a pretty cool time, especially with that promo, just to be a member at SHIPIT. Like, can I just be a member? Can I get in that SHIPIT games? Like, man, I'm gonna have my wife sign up.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna have to get the wife to sign up or something. But but still, what a really cool thing. But it is about the community. I can't wait till we have that golden ticket when we're all cheering that shit on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, that'd be really cool to see. But yeah, pretty cool time. Football's around the corner. I can't wait. In Title, I got a call today. Asked me if I wanted to go watch NFL Week 1 down in Key West today. So I was like, ooh, yeah, you're gonna send me a ticket. Me and the wife are coming. We're out of here. So
let's go. That'll be awesome.
Kind of looking forward to that. So yeah, I'll go from a camper to the beach, from one weekend to the next. It'll be good times.
Who lives better than our man Gyiraszin down below? Nobody. Gyiraszin, that man. Love talking all sports with you. Good luck in the baseball streets tonight. Run it back from what you did yesterday. Gyiraszin will have the slate plan and the core reports all up. MLB slate plan. You can find that. Stack rankings, hitter rankings, pitcher rankings, of course. Projections for both sites. Ownership as well. Absolute big day. I recommend going to check out the Tambo and Hoop video, breaking down everything for the SHIPIT games. $77,000 minimum going to go out. And then a lot more opportunities we talked about that those can keep going up if we have some success in the Wildcats with the members. Absolutely, it will be. NFL preseason tomorrow. Again, we don't charge for that. We don't have content for that. But if you are a monthly or better member and you're in the Discord, guys like Little Neck, he did the awesome breakdown, his towers for the showdown slate, the Hall of Fame game last week. I assume him saying that he'll probably have towers or something up tomorrow, but multiple people play in the Discord. You can ask questions in there for members. Again, not a paid piece of content, but that's what Discord's for. A lot of members, very knowledgeable members in there helping people out in the tennis streets, League of Legends, as I see Sean Sullivan and stuff. We'd love to have you. ShipItNation.com. Go to Join the Nation, and you can check out all of the options that we do have That's going to do it for us, though. For my man, Gyiraszin, I'm Titletown. Good luck. Stay safe. We'll be back on Friday. Peace.